Continuing coverage of Hurricane Irene, now to New York City, where there are mandatory evacuations for 5 city hospitals in low-lying areas. CNN senior medical correspondent Elizabeth Cohen joins us live from New York with the latest. Elizabeth.
Joe, we are talking about evacuations from 22 healthcare facilities when you count nursing homes and psychiatric facilities. Here are the 5 hospitals in Zone A. That's the lowest lying zone in New York City. Coney Island, NYU hospitals, VA in Manhattan, and then Staten Island University South and North. All of those 5 universities have to be evacuated because the fear is that the power will go out and they won't be able to take care of those patients. And these hospitals just found out about this morning, so you can imagine how difficult it is to get hundreds of patients out. Just really, the mayor wants them out by 8 o'clock tonight. And I have here with me Andrew Rubin. He's a vice president of NYU Langone Medical Center. You just came up from NYU, and so you've been watching and helping with this all day. How hard is it? This is unprecedented to evacuate a hospital.
This is big. I mean, we've never done this before. We rehearse and drill for this all the time, and we have a lot of people working very hard right now at NYU and all the other hospitals where patients are evacuating. Every hospital will tell you this. The first and foremost thing is patient safety. They want to make sure that the patients are safe wherever they're going, whether they're being discharged to home where they can be taken care of or to another hospital.
And this must be very difficult to do. I mean, you were talking about very sick patients. You're an academic medical center. You take care of some desperately ill people. No one is staying at the hospital, as I understand it. They're all leaving.
They're all going. Each patient is evaluated by the nurse and the physicians to make sure that the transport where they're going is safe, or if they're being discharged to home, that they're safe. But it's not just simply throwing a patient in an ambulance and driving them next door to a hospital on higher ground. Each patient has to be evaluated to where they're going to make sure, one, that there's a bed in the appropriate unit for them. So if you're a cardiac patient, that you're going to a cardiac unit in a hospital that takes care of cardiac patients.
And are you worried about some of these patients?
Sure, we actually worry about all of our patients, because, you know, from the least sick to the sickest, anytime you move a patient out of the hospital that you weren't planning on moving out of the hospital, there's a risk in that. I mean, we really, our dean and CEO, Dr. Grossman, felt very strongly he really did not want to have to do this. This came from the mayor's office. You know, we'll see if it was a good decision when the storm strikes tomorrow.
I mean, do you agree with the mayor? Do you need to be sending these patients out, or do you think maybe it's unnecessary?
You know, I really can't answer that. I think time will tell if it was the right decision, right? Depending on whether or not the Zone A floods as badly as they're predicting. But if it does flood, this could be a big problem for lots of hospitals.
But if it doesn't flood, I mean, if your hospital, you're bringing in all these sandbags, if your hospital ends up being okay, this might be unnecessary.
Well, you never know, and I think the mayor wants to play it safe, and there's no right answer to that question. You know, you want to play it safe, and it's just weighing 2 bad choices.
That's right. So as we speak, you are getting patients out there, and we'll be thinking about them and about the patients in the other hospitals, and really hoping that this transport all goes well, sending patients to area hospitals, hoping that everyone does well in all of that transport. Joe?
Elizabeth Cohen with a very serious situation in New York City. Certainly sounds almost